So our process begins by safely guiding the vehicle over the bay. And once you do have the vehicle properly in place, you'll begin your multi-point inspection process by first checking out your lights and your wiper blade condition. With checking the lights, you do want to check both the high beam and low beam lights, as well as your turn signals and hazard lights. And then you want to begin to check out the rear tail lights, checking out to make sure there's no blown out brake lights or tag light bulbs. If you are the technician who pulled the car in, you would now like to take this opportunity to go ahead and reset the maintenance data reminder. You'll do this through your various trip setting options, and then there also may be an option to do a reset of maintenance through the navigation system. And then you want to be sure that you do turn the light position back to the customer's desired selection. As you begin to proceed with doing the top side of the vehicle, you'll first begin by removing the oil cap and placing it in the hood latch area. This is to help ensure that we don't accidentally close the hood without securing the oil cap back down. You'll also check your oil level on arrival to ensure that it is to the full mark. If it is not, this could be an early indicator that it could be a possible consumption going on or loss of oil potentially. You'll begin the process as well by topping off each of the fluid levels. You'll start from the left side of the vehicle, first topping off your washer fluid, and then moving to the right to check each other fluid level as well, such as your coolant, your transmission fluid if optional, and your brake fluid level. If you do indicate that any levels are low, you do want to get with an immediate team leader or supervisor to do a further inspection to be sure that there's not an underlying concern, such as potential brake wear or potential leaks that could be coming from another source. So we will next perform our battery and charging system check to ensure that the battery is in a good state of health. Be sure that you are applying the correct cold cranking amperage when testing the battery according to the group size. Also check for any signs of corrosion or abnormalities or bulging within the battery case. If so, we do want to inform the customer of the results immediately. With each test, we do give a battery printout so that we can inform the customer of the current state of health of their battery. We will next check the condition of the engine and the cabin air filter. When checking the engine air filter, carefully unlatch the clips attached to the air box to gently remove the element filter from the housing. And when checking the cabin air filter, you want to detach the glove box from the body of the dash to gain access to the cabin filter door and tray. And when pulling the filter forward, you want to be careful that there's no debris that could potentially fall down into the blower motor area. Once we pulled the filter out and did a proper inspection, we want to carefully make sure that we are putting the removed components back together and make sure they're secured down properly, and do one quick test and check to make sure the door is opening and closing in an operable manner. Once the oil change process has begun and you're on the bottom side of the vehicle, you want to use your 14mm wrench to break free the drain plug. Once the drain plug is broken loose, you should be able to remove it fully by just twisting out with your hand. If you do run into any issues of it not coming out smoothly or getting stiff, you do want to stop the process to inform a team member or a group leader about the condition of the drain plug. You will next proceed with changing out your oil filter. On certain makes and models, you may have a special gravel shield or a gravel guard that's in place that you do want to properly remove down to gain access to the oil filter housing. When removing the oil filter from the housing, you do want to use the proper canister tool cup that is the right fitment for your model. And once we do pull the oil filter housing and oil filter out, we want to also make sure that we replace the small O-ring gasket that goes around the canister housing to ensure that it's a proper seal and holds the right amount of pressure. We want to make sure we clean up any collected residue that's around the canister housing to ensure that we're doing a proper clean oil change. On some makes and models, you may have a spin-on type filter, and upon removal of those, you do want to pull the filter down and just make sure that the O-ring has came out along with the filter and not still attached to the bottom end of the motor. Once the oil is thoroughly drained, you'll reinstall your drain plug with the new drain plug gasket. You'll start this off by first spinning it in by hand, and once it's been put by hand, you'll finish by torquing it down using a special torque tool. This will ensure that we have the torque to the proper Toyota specifications. Once you replace your spin-on filter, you'll use a band wrench to ensure that it's been torqued down correctly. Once the technician on bottom has specified that he is ready for oil, you will go ahead and proceed by adding oil to the motor. You'll want to reference your oil weight and oil type by looking at the oil cap and seeing what is displayed on it. When adding oil, you want to be careful that the tip of the nozzle is properly open and inserted into place to ensure that we don't have any type of overspill that can shoot across the engine bay. When you're completed with adding oil, you want to also ensure that the tip of the oil gun is also closed tight and securely. We want to hang it back with the hoses hanging behind or inside the holding bin. After adding oil, you want to ensure that your oil cap is tightened and secured down and that your dipstick is properly in place. Next, we will complete a pressure system check. We will start the motor and allow it to reach 2,500 RPM. While this is taking place, the technician on bottom is checking to ensure there is no leaks coming from the drain plug or the oil filter housing area. Once the pressure system check is complete, we'll do a final check on our drain plug and our oil filter to be sure they're tightened and secured properly. Once we've completed our bottom end safety check, we will check our final oil level to be sure that we got it up to the full mark. Next, we will complete our tire rotation service. We will carefully lift the vehicle, ensuring that we do clear all lift contact points and ensure that we do not come in contact with any of the exterior trim or body panel areas. The bottom technician will complete a detailed undercarriage inspection, checking out the brake and the brake line system, also looking for any apparent leaks coming from the motor or transmission area or powertrain system. We also do a complete thorough inspection of the exhaust system. We also do a tire pressure check to ensure that all tires are properly inflated to the recommended PSI. When doing a tire rotation service, you want to slowly remove the lug nuts, checking for signs of wear or damage to the outer casing or studs. As part of the inspection, you want to use your tread depth gauge to measure the depth of tread remaining for the life expectancy of the tires. We'll do a further inspection of the brakes and brake system. We'll measure both inner and outer pads for any signs of abnormal wear. We'll also do a further inspection checking the lines, the hoses, and calipers for any leaks or abnormalities. When reinstalling wheels, we want to first start by placing lug nuts on securely by hand. Once lug nuts are in place, we will tighten them down using a special torque limiting tool to ensure that wheels are tightened to the Toyota specifications. To complete the tire rotation service, we will do a final safety check by kicking and having a team leader verify that all wheels have been torqued and secured down. We will then properly reinstall all wheel caps or center caps. Next, we will safely lower the vehicle, ensuring that all blocks are removed from the lifting area. We'll also do a detailed inspection checking your belts and hoses and checking for any signs of leaks or residue around the engine bay area. Once your topside inspection is complete, we'll do one final safety inspection to ensure all your fluid levels are topped off and all your items are secured and tightened down. To conclude our process, we will fill out a detailed multi-point inspection, noting any special concerns or upcoming recommended services that helps to protect our customers' investment. You will also replace and install a new decal sticker that also shares and reflects the customer's next visit for their routine maintenance. This completes a routine service interval. Your vehicle is now ready for the next 5,000 miles.